Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining me here for the Taz Effect, daily news in a way you did not know you could use. Those listening in over the radio airwaves, thank you for listening in on GCPR.live, and those watching on YouTube, TikTok, and Substack, thank you. Hey, how you doing? Let's get things kicked off. We're just gonna jump right in. It's Monday, you know. A top Trump official goes against Kristi Noem's comments on Alex Preddy. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche went on Fox News Monday morning to attempt to walk back the baseless and absurd claims from many top officials in the Trump administration that Alex Preddy was committing an act of domestic terrorism before he was killed by federal agents in Minneapolis. I had a feeling that a bridge too far was coming. Because if you remember, in the Trump administration 1.0, they were like, you know what, we're going to let him do what he want to do. We'll let these narratives go out. And then there were people, hey, Jess, that were like, this is a bridge too far. This is going to tarnish me. And after this administration is done, I don't have enough money stacked to live forever on this. And Todd Blanche has bigger fish to fry in regards to how much more his reputation is going to be damaged regarding these Epstein/Maxwell files. But Blanche was questioned during a segment about the internal strife within federal law enforcement ranks over how the Trump administration has responded to Preddy's shooting. This is coming to a head, Todd. I ask you, based on the DOJ's purview, do the actions of Alex Preddy amount to domestic terrorism? Fox and Friends co-host Griff Jenkins said, look, it's an investigation, so I'm not going to prejudice what his actions were or were not, Blanche said, in stark contrast to the rest of President Trump Sr.'s cabinet. There's two things that have to be part of this narrative. Number one is the reason why that happened on Saturday is because we get zero cooperation from police. Blanche went on to blame local law enforcement before the anchor interrupted him. Actual law enforcement officers, stop assisting in this. Stop assisting in this. One, these agents, for the most part, their identities are concealed. They get to go back to their neighbors, their neighborhoods, their loved ones, and they may never be identified. You live, go to worship, go out, eat next to these people. They will forever remember you. And two, you will be the ultimate scapegoat for the administration. They're going to blame everything on you, especially after it's been confirmed that as little bit of training as you all get, they've received even less. Hey, April. They've received even less. You're going to be the scapegoat. And after the kerfluffle with all of the narrative changes and where people were pointing the fingers and then subsequently the pardons from the Jan 6ers, you're not going to get pardons. Trump can't be in office again. And no one else is going to give you a pardon. And at this point, people have learned. These charges will be on the state level. They very well may move up to the federal level, but they're going to be on the state level so that they stick. And slow down and pay attention, because as despicable and diabolical as these people within Trump's cabinet are, Trump is not eternal, and there's no one else that's going to be able to corrupt so many levels of government for quite a while. And they need plea bargain material. So at some point, they have to prove that they pushed back. And I know that there is news coming out of Minnesota right now that the top prospect for the gubernatorial race regarding the GOP has dropped out of the race. And I know people are spinning it like, oh, he's got a conscience. He's saying that because of these murders, he can't run. I need y'all to truly pay attention to what that man said. He said that the National Republican Party has made it impossible for a Republican to win in Minnesota. That's why he dropped out. But he needs a rebrand. He needs to seem compassionate so he can pop back as an independent. So I keep telling y'all, stop screaming we're a two-party system. On the federal level, we're majority two-party. But you have to pay attention to the details and what people say. And be very careful, because there are a lot of people right now that are going to be going through a rebrand. Now, GOP appropriations chair not going to reflexively defend Minnesota shooting. House Appropriations Chair Tom Cole, who has been shepherding a bipartisan DHS funding bill through Congress, is calling for an investigation into this weekend's killing of Alex Preddy, but warning it's just nuts for Democrats to demand changes to the legislation ahead of Friday's shutdown deadline. No, it's not. Yeah, they do have to adjust their grid. You're absolutely right, Jess. Here's the thing. DHS already got an absorbent budget. And then they got an additional absorbent budget strictly for ICE in the big, beautiful bill. Okay, they're telling you there's not enough money for you to get proper health care. It's not enough money for kids to be able to have free lunch, but there's enough money to give out bonuses. There's enough money to pay people to self-deport. There's enough money to go abduct leaders of other countries. So they're attaching this funding to this budget bill intentionally, because the more desperate you get, the more destructive they can get. Because if we go into another government shutdown, how many more people do you think will now be displaced from their homes? And how many places have unequivocally made vagrancy illegal? See, I need you all to realize two things. Those of y'all that fight against raising the minimum wage, you raise the minimum, everything else gets pushed up. But also, when you eliminate those that fill the lower positions in life, everybody else has to get pushed down. Because what did COVID-19, the lockdown, teach us most? Who is essential to our society? And it's not the folks that you thought. It's not the folks that you thought. And if you still believe in trickle-down economics after living through that, hey, Nightbird, then I don't know what to tell you. Work camps. Work camps are going to start popping up. And I don't want to hear any more of this isn't what I voted for. And stop saying, well, he lied to us. You lied for him. There are people who every day choose to fabricate memes, fabricate police reports on people, fabricate screenshots of things, get up and just blatantly lie to excuse all that's going on. Mass deportation signs were held up at rallies, held up at the official Republican National Convention. People took big dollars, made names for themselves, fighting against the Democrats, fighting against Kamala Harris, impeding. And why y'all want to blame so many other people? I don't give a damn what he's battling right now. Joseph Robinette Biden, I'm looking at you. And even in the midst of us going through here, Governor Shapiro, I'm looking at you. Too many people are way too concerned with boosting their public image that they're willing to burn down the country. And yes, I always say everybody fits into within the machine that is revolution, that is change. Understandable. Making funny memes to bombard comment sections does nothing. Sitting back complaining about the Democrats not doing enough does nothing. I keep saying this and I'm going to keep saying it until I see in reality, in the works, that you all get it. Employees can only do what you tell them. If you don't tell them what the assignment is, what are they supposed to do? Oh, yeah, that got AI in the mix as well doing it. But you all keep forgetting that politicians are your employees. You're screaming into the void about what you want. And a lot of y'all don't even know what you want. You don't know the tactics that worked before. You've ignored the history of what this country has gone through. You got all these think pieces, but no forward motion, no solutions, no plans, no ideas. But you're not telling them what you want. At least tell them what you want. You're sitting back, letting a monochrome of society dictate things for the rest of us. And all these people are like, well, I wish I could speak out, but I can't afford to die. I can't afford to lose my job. What do you think is going to happen should this continue? During the days of chattel slavery, there were people that were like, oh, I could lose my home. And look what happened to the South. They lost it anyway. During the Holocaust, there were people, oh, I would speak up, but they lost it anyway. And if you stop thinking, I can't afford, I can't afford, I can't afford, you never will. Italy said, screw y'all. Everybody walked out. The country walked out. And they had to get it together real quick. Like, oh shoot, what did y'all need? What did y'all need to get? Oh yeah, we got the budget for that. Let's get that back together. France, they took to the streets. And they took to the streets in a very petty way. You work for a restaurant, they went right outside that restaurant, cooked the food, served the food to the people for free. Like, we're gonna show you that we can sustain ourselves. But y'all have so many excuses why you can't do nothing. But then when the handful of us do the work and get the change, then you want to spend generations taking credit for it like you had a hand in it when you were the stumbling block. You're disgusted by what's going on coast to coast. But you ain't told a representative the first. You'll get in everybody's comment section. You'll get on everybody's phone and in everybody's text groups and text threads, telling them what not to say, what not to do, convincing them to give up. And then complaining that we have no forward motion. You're willing to forgive sexual assault because you like grifters better than you like the ones doing the real work. You look at numbers to determine if somebody is a good advocate or not. Throughout history, the ones that have been the most honest and the ones that have done the most work, you don't know who they are until they're long gone. You all went through a period of time when Oh shoot. Hold on. Sorry, my front door just blew open. Do not go out that door. Oh, there you go. Whoa. All right. Sorry about that. That was odd. Did not want puppers escaping. But did you all not learn anything from the death of Claudette Coven? Yeah, puppers just want to see some snow. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We're gonna. Ooh. Yes, I know that door was locked. I don't know how it blew open, but all right. Joys of being doxxed. But there were so many of you all that were like, well, how come we didn't know about her? You didn't want to. You wanted to believe the pomp and circumstance of a boycott and some riots was all that was needed for change. I need y'all to look around. Racist, bigotrous white people will burn themselves up as long as you burn with them. The bus company was willing to go bankrupt. They didn't care. Once again, you need protest, you need lobbying, you need litigation, and you need legislation to work together at one time. You may not be able to go out and protest, but you can put together groups of people to call, email, at people on social media to get change done. You can get together and start lobbying. You can get together and start suing. Why aren't there more class action suits going? With all the highly qualified attorneys who have left the DOJ that know the inner workings of the DOJ, y'all look up everything else. You looked up who your third baby daddy and your fourth baby mama's current boo is, down to the pimple on their left booty cheek. Why haven't you figured out that? Why haven't you come together? Your civil liberties are being cut up, doused in gasoline, rolled in kerosene, and set on fire. And you're okay with it. Chicago, I'm not even in Chicago yet. I, the weather, uh, Nightbird, threw a wrench in things, so I'm a couple weeks behind. Hopefully, the weather will chill out and I'll be gone by the end of the week next week. But you all joke about you being the FBI agent bestie, or you got a bestie or a family member that can research and find anybody. Why are y'all so quick to use these skills for the sake of gossip, but not for the sake of good? And I'm gonna say something and you're gonna want to push back on it. I don't care. Push all you want. I ain't moving. Okay. Lying. I'm not going to call it misinformation, disinformation, or misunderstanding. Lying is so rampant right now because for far too long, y'all never shut down the gossips. And these people have gotten it in their mind that if they speak and they speak with some type of authority, people are just going to believe them. This is why no sooner than Mr. Preddy was shot the first time, they were already shitting on his name. When y'all sat there and listened to Barbara and Lisa talk smack about Stacy, and you knew that they ain't never been around Stacy, couldn't describe what she looked like right now, who she married to, if she got any kids, where she worked, and you, oh, that's just who they are. Or you wanted to hear because you wanted to feel better than the next person. This is how we got here. This is how we got here. Hmm. When you used to cackle with the old lady down the street, as you knew she was making up stories about everybody on the street and spreading them like warm butter on fresh biscuits. This is why we're here. This is why so many people are going down pipelines. Another reason is you view families gaining a spouse. And once again, if it don't apply, let it fly. Don't be a hit dog hollering because I'll pop these hearing aids out and I won't hear you anyway. But a lot of you all view gaining a spouse, having children, as nothing more than a status symbol. And white people, here's looking at you. You still haven't learned how to raise your children. Because for so many generations, you didn't have to. Someone else did. And you were able to get the participation trophy if they turned out well. I say this all the time, that my mother used every opportunity she could. And I adopted this not just into my parenting style, but even as I teach. And when I explain this, you'll get, even when I do this show with you all, I will take things, watching a movie, seeing a television show, something in a book, and be reminded. Hey, my cat is minding his own business on the sofa. I bet he is, Dave. Reminded of scenarios to explain to, people. I don't gatekeep information. I don't assume because we're related, we're friends, we're around the same age that you know something. My mother used to use America's Most Wanted, Unsolved Mysteries to prepare myself and my siblings for the real world. Like, hey, do you know what to do in this situation? And explain to us that yes, there will be people who try to manipulate you. And she was a little bit more detailed with my brothers than me because I am the sensitive one. Okay. I admit that I'm very, very sensitive. And a lot of times, I wish I didn't do it when I was younger, but you live and you learn. I look at my mom like, ain't no way. I wouldn't be nowhere for that situation to happen, or that don't really fully happen all that much time in the real world. I should have listened better. But my dog believes the basement floor is lava. Hey, I believe some basement floors are lava. But we have to do that. And then these kids, especially being online, they can have the wherewithal to discern where they should be, where they shouldn't be. You have to work on them with critical thinking so that they don't just think that, oh, somebody's older than me, they must be right. I taught my children that just because chronologically I'm older than you does not mean that I can't learn anything from you. I made sure I was a safe space. So if nothing else, they could talk to me. But more importantly, I collected safe adults for them that even if they thought, mom may judge me or mom may be mad, they could go to them. And the people around me did the same. I've been a safe adult for people who are now adults themselves, and I will continue to be as long as they'll have me. But this trend of you want to isolate your children, hey, Tracina, and them not learn anything, it doesn't protect them. This is why you have grown folks going down these pipelines. We watched in real time Elon Musk be indoctrinated into becoming an incel. We watched it in real time. We are watching a damn near octogenarian go down the same pipeline in Trump. You're absolutely correct, Trazina. Everybody can't know everything. And that's the thing. And so many times people assume, oh, well, they're related to such and such. They got to know, or we're about the same age. If I know it, they know it. No. I had to set somebody straight earlier today because they sat talking to me like, well, everybody went through this stage. Everybody did this. And I'm like, I have never heard of what you just brought up ever in my life. I talk to people every day and I tell them every single day I learn something new. There are things that I guess certain folks have been doing their whole life for generations in their family that I didn't know anybody had even thought of, let alone been doing till social media. And it is okay to say you don't know something. The only time it's too late to learn something is when you're no longer alive. That's when it's too late to learn. That's when it's too late to learn. And yes, we discuss rugged individualism a lot, but I don't think you get it. So I'm going to put it to you like this: you've been indoctrinated into competing with everyone. At the end of the day, you need to feel like you are the victor over everyone else. And you don't realize that we have to live cooperatively. We have to live as a collaborative. We're not hermits. We don't all have individual self-sustaining little cities, and then we can just decide to go out and show each other whose city is the best. We also have to get out of the mindset of reducing everything down to a political party. I'm not saying that things aren't politics. No, I'm saying everything is not, well, they did it because they're Republican. Oh, they did it for a Democrat. Oh, they did it because they're this. Oh, they did it because they're that. People are evil. People are stupid. That's it. That's the TED Talk. Everything isn't complex. We joke about men being simple. Baby, we're all simple. Every last one of us is simple. We can try to act as if we are so complex and so deep and so that we're simple. We want to know that we're cared for. We want to be protected. We want some cuddles, good food, and shelter. And most of all, we want to be left the hell alone. Yes, we enjoy our friends. We enjoy some of our family. Some, if we're gonna be real. But all of us are a little bit introverted. Okay? Everybody from time to time takes a little bit longer to come up out the bathroom or slows down while getting dressed when you living in a house with people. Communication is the key. Stop acting as if, oh, I'm above this. This doesn't bother me. I don't need to do this. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. We can strive together or we can die together. Which one do you want? Because you went from don't tread on me to laying down like Trump in this administration is the ultimate dominatrix. You're talking about the cost of everything. You're being taxed out the ass, and you're not even demanding to be represented. All you're doing is complaining about the representation, but you're not telling anybody how to represent you. It's no different, and it's just as dumb as getting into a relationship with someone and lying to them about what you require, what you desire. But some of y'all do that every damn day anyway. Exactly, Storm, a $10 house dominatrix. Because too many of y'all like, oh no, I don't need gifts. You don't have to tell me I'm pretty. You don't have to say I'm handsome. No, I just want to do for you a bullshit, a bullshit, a bullshit. I'll provide the full user's manual for me. Okay, it's a couple volumes long. I don't hide it. Yeah, they really $10. People are quicker to assemble to go and leave 1 and 2 star reviews and flood somebody's comment section with bad reviews because they got an overcooked burger. Why haven't there been mass firings since ICE has been murdering citizens in cold blood? And members of society have gotten on the internet to lie about them, laugh about them, make fun of them. I thought after Charlie Kirk, that was wrong. That was immoral. That was a bad thing. We don't stand for that. There's no reason for you to have that scholarship. There's no reason for you to be a president of anything. What happened? Why are you letting the least educated in society be more effective than you? This is why I don't believe the BS of, well, we don't know what to do. We don't know how to organize. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I remember sitting on all social media platforms since we've had them and watched people wage war on individuals, smeared their whole reputations, get businesses shut down over the most minute thing. Y'all have come together to do damage over a bad date. But y'all can't figure out what to do now? Y'all done came together and in 20 minutes figured out a revenge plot for your homegirl's cheating ex-boyfriend. But the only thing y'all can think of is to play the revolution will not be televised? Huh, okay. Y'all got money to go and get all these costumes and get all these GoPros and make sure you got impeccable footage at these protests. I ain't never seen so many people try to put targets on their back so bad. But you don't have no money for mutual aid. You're sitting there talking about, well, what happens if I lose my job? That's why you build community and mutual aid pots. You're like, well, I don't know what worked in the past. Oh, shit. Taz tells you every day she has open discussions regarding race on Mondays and adult history classes on Saturday. Where you at? Where you at? You quick to try to check somebody on a video you didn't even listen to, didn't even learn anything from, don't even know how to protect you, but you all up in messy talking. You have watched every Get Ready With Me. No, you didn't miss it today. Just remember, it's after Taz Effect. It's 5:30 to 6:30 Eastern Standard. While top politicians of the GOP are becoming terrified of how deadly and how powerful ICE is, they are now, word on the curb is saying, they're terrified that Trump could become a target. They could become a target. Because you all do realize while you're sitting back being quiet, nobody from ICE is checking in with the powers that be. That's why the powers that be are scrambling to put out these narratives because they don't want you to know that they are not in control. They have no idea what their tactics are going to be, where these people are popping up next, what they're going to do, who they. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Just my mind is a wonderland. Yeah, y'all didn't think about that. You didn't think about that. And while you're doing all this, what are you teaching the younger folks that are around you right now? One, are y'all checking in with one another regarding your mental health? Two, what are you learning from this and what are you able to teach from this? Because once we get through this, and we will eventually get through it, because one white person is going to get super jealous of another white person and they're going to put an end to it because they're like, well, maybe we should have equity because they don't want Susanna down the block to have 10 bushels of anything and they only got one. Like, let's be real. When change happens in this country, it's because of jealousy between white folks or white folks hindering other white folks. That's how it is. But here's the thing. We're going to go a few decades. We're not going to teach properly. We're not going to teach completely in any subject matter. We're once again going to get jealous of countries that welcome diversity, countries that are not predominantly white run. We're going to try to push them out of here again, and we're going to be right back to square one, trying to force free or damn near free labor and killing people due to eugenics and fear tactics. And then what? And then what? Start ignoring the rage baiters, online and offline. When you see them with the little shirts on and their sign, pay them no mind. They have nothing else going for them in life. Walk right past them. When they say their BS online, let them be. And also, for the love of all things holy and unholy and everything in between, everything is not a conspiracy theory. Let me say it for you two more times so it sinks in. Everything is not a conspiracy theory. Everything is not a conspiracy theory. Okay? It's not. One, I need y'all to chill with all the Oracle talk. Oracle has been a part of this app and had control of this app on the US side since Joseph Robinette Biden was in office. Y'all forget things way too easily and way too quickly. The United States has to establish its own algorithm. We're going through an algorithm shift. Also, the United States has to have and maintain its own servers right now. It's going to be a little glitchy. It's going to be a few different things. Things are going to shift. Everything is not a great conspiracy. Like, y'all know that there's a comprehension, critical thinking, and literacy epidemic in the United States. But y'all seem to think that the overwhelming amount of the populace is brilliant and they're able to use their brilliance to be so diabolical. Be so for real. Like, I really need y'all to stop. Like, y'all will joke in one breath about how dumb Trump is, and then in the next breath, act like he done put together the greatest scheme since Napoleon. And I really wish I would stop using the phrase Napoleon complex because it truly does not make any sense. Yeah, he was short for our time and our standards, but that man was sticking his thing in everybody. Everybody was swooning all over him, wanting him to stick his thing everywhere. But I really need y'all to stop. People are not as smart as you think, overwhelmingly, in this country to be able to do anything. Like, come on. Yeah, it's and here's the thing. Most people, even if they are trying to do something diabolical, human nature causes them to leave a paper trail. Human nature causes them to leave a paper trail. People just choose to ignore it. A lot of times people get away with stuff because people just choose to ignore it. You don't tell me that every single day, every 45 business minutes, we watch somebody misinterpret, misunderstand something. And you think that they came to. Have you heard some of the millionaires, especially from the tech industry, speak? You know they are not in control of anything in those companies that have anything to do with the products and services coming out. They sound like some preschoolers hopped up on sugar. Coming from someone who often sounds like a preschooler hopped up on sugar. Because pretty much I am. But we talk about that later. You got one who still believes that people can be frozen and he wants them to be. You got other ones who believe that, mankind is going to die off and he can repopulate the planet with just his swimmers without actually having coitus with women. There's another that wants to equip drones with the ability to drop urine on people. They're not even smart enough to have microaggressions. They're not even smart enough to be covert with their racism and bigotry, knowing that it can hurt their bottom dollar. Hey, sis. We live in a society where 4.5 out of 5 adults, yes, I know what that sounds like, go with it, still don't understand the definition of racism. Still want to walk around thinking they're having a gotcha moment, asking people to define what a woman is, never what a man is, but what a woman is. And they couldn't even define to you who they are as a woman. But y'all the same group of people that thinks that just because somebody follows you, that every bit of content you put out, they're going to see and that they're going to like. Just because we're mutual, just because you follow me does not, or I follow you does not mean I'm going to like every video that you put up. And I don't expect you to like everything that I put up. Everything ain't great quality. Everything you ain't going to agree with. And you shouldn't blindly give anybody your support on everything. You shoot yourself in the foot every single day. I'm going to unfollow because you're not engaging in your girl. You're not entertaining. Did you think of that? Did you? And let me repeat this. Because just like when a handful of folks were buying into China spying on us through social media, when how many times has Zuckerberg been called up to Capitol Hill for actually collecting data on us, spying on us? How many arrests have happened because Zuckerberg had his people all up and through Facebook Messenger and nobody truly has to spy on people who live in the confines of the United States, because y'all tell on y'all selves. No matter how many times we warn y'all about taking pictures outside of your home that shows your address, you still do it. No matter how many times we tell y'all don't geolocate yourself, you still do it. No matter how many times we say don't say the name of your school, your kid's school, where you work, you still do it. You get online with your full name badge on. So I don't even know why you decided to come up with a username and where you work, the location and everything. Get like nobody has to hack you. They don't even have to follow you. You done told them everything. Just like the trend that was going around that myself and other people who work in IT was like, do not participate in this trend. What did y'all do? Y'all out there telling your first name, your mama's maiden name, your favorite color, how old you are, where you live. And then 30 days later, anybody else getting a bunch of spam calls? All of my accounts done got hacked. Yeah, you stupid. Y'all be screaming that your HIPAA was violated when you came online and told everybody that you got gonorrhea in the side of chlamydia. We didn't even ask you. Y'all the same people that year after year after year on Facebook. One person would be like, you want to see something funny? I'm going to type this out. I do not consent to my likeness being used in any way, and I will never pay for Facebook. Copy and paste if you don't want this to happen to you. And y'all would do it. And y'all would do it. Y'all the same people worried about the elderly as if they have not lived through multiple changes in history, changes in technology, changes in baby, listen. But y'all was falling for Nigerian prince scam. He coming to sweep you off his feet and he get all this money, but he need you to send you money. Y'all was selling cooter biscuit for $40 in a bag of a 50-cent bag of Doritos. And let's not forget when people was getting scammed, like, oh, you're so pretty. I want to put you in a mural. All you gotta do is send me $60 and you'll be in the mural. And I still remember this Facebook scam where they were like, oh, we can put you in this book of notable people. Just pay this amount. And not only were people paying the amount, they were buying the book and going, yeah, I made it here and they did this work. That's not an honor. That's a participation trophy. Yep, just the processing fee. But y'all really out here thinking that this app is trying to indoctrinate you. I miss the old school conspiracy theorists. I do. Where are the conspiracy theorists that have read Catcher in a Rye front to back, upside down, and inside out? Okay, I need those. Where are the conspiracy theories? They got a room with aluminum foil in it because at least their conspiracy theories were plausible. And when enough evidence came out, they backed off of it. Like, you know what? I was wrong. My bad. Y'all out here falling for any and everything. Y'all are the same goofies that will go into a live with well-known established millionaires and cash them out. Like they Diamond at Players Club. Like, yeah, girl. But somebody will get on there crying with their house burning in the background going, can somebody just send me $20 so I can get a cab to my mama house? And you like, hold on, I got the felt. Well, 2 years ago, somebody sent them $5 and they didn't get a soda and a Twix with it. They got some Lay's and a cup of milk. So no, I can't send them no money. Are you serious? I saw a post from a woman the other day that says that she uses a resource for her state to look up everybody in her life. And before you go, oh, well, that's smart. No, it's not. If you just work with somebody or you just work in the building with them, why do you need to know where they live? I can understand somebody you're going to be in close proximity with, but what happened to the art of getting to know people? This is why y'all can't read the room and you can't tell when somebody's lying to you or not. And a lot of y'all don't understand how to read court documents. You don't know how to do anything. Y'all are quick to go on Zillow to figure out what the inside of somebody's house looks like. And quite honestly, I know y'all think of things like that being for convenience. That is the worst thing that could ever happen, especially when we live in a society with murderers and stalkers. I don't need you to know my floor plan ever. It's always worried me too, Courtney. I don't understand. And there's a husband-wife duo that have a podcast. They do Reddit posts, pretty popular, that they've admitted. And they were joking around. The wife looking at the husband like, yeah, you look up everybody's house. Why? That's creepy. That is creepy. Things like that should not be online. It's no different. Like I said, during COVID lockdown, if you all remember. And yes, there were children who did this, but there were also full grown adults that would show us how to get to their safe rooms, show the secret passageways in their home. Is you cool, bitch? But y'all think that somebody has to be covert and hack you. Mm-mm. Half of y'all don't know how to airdrop. There ain't nothing you got that they won't. You don't have any secrets. Some of y'all think that y'all Doogie Howser and every social media platform that you have is your online diary. Sorry, not sorry. We are not as exciting as we think we are. We are not. We are not. I'm not being mean, but we are not. There's only so many options we have, especially in the United States. Ain't nothing we doing that exciting. We put a lot on other people that makes it appear that our lives or somebody else's life is exciting. If it was so exciting, we wouldn't spend so much damn time online. You're sitting there going, oh, they got the life that I want, really? Because that does not seem enjoyable. You done told people what you eat, what you don't eat, what you allergic to, what's gonna kill you, what ain't gonna kill you, how you like it, how your partner like it, where your kids go to school, what's gonna kill the kids, what facility grandmama in, where pops is retired to. The morning walk mommies that show their whole neighborhood last summer every yes. Mm-hmm. Like I had to permanently block someone from my house. Full disclosure, I have been doxxed multiple times. But the worst was not only did they put my address out there and what they thought was my full name, but they went on Google Maps and did a pictorial up to the front door. Now, it wasn't my front door, it was my neighbor's front door. Worst neighbor that they could have picked. They messed that up. That neighbor been waiting to test out their bullets. You catch what I'm saying? I'm in Hatfield and McCoy territory. This ain't, don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it. Okay, there are some people, they've been waiting their whole life for that moment. Okay. This is what they've been training for, literally. But I had volunteered to watch their kids during the day, so I work from home. And I found out that when they were leaving my house, and I'm like saying my goodbyes, that they were right at my front door, address and everything right there, taking pictures and posting them. I just got doxxed after a violent event, and this is what you're going to do. And this person had a habit of every place that they went, they would take pictures of their children. And I'm like, you don't think. And then they were shocked when for several months, every day when they went to work, they'd come home and something was gone from their home. Yeah, criminals are everywhere. Yeah, I'm not that interesting either, but I seem to piss people off just by existing. And for some reason, people think that my bank account looks way different than what my bank account looks like. And people also think that my friendships and my collaborations and my business partnerships uh, come with a lot more than what they come with. They don't. And no matter how much I tell people, like, I ain't got like that, they think I'm joking. Yeah, exactly. Think about the children who can't consent. Just like people are still mad at me when my youngest nephew was born. Um, and I just took, remember the old clip art? I was feeling nostalgic. So I just found the little black baby boy clip art and put it up like, hey, glad to, happy to welcome a new nephew, blah, 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 blah. We know I give everybody a nickname. He's like, I can't believe you didn't put, first of all, that's not my child. Second of all, I told y'all years ago, I do not post the pictures of children that I don't have consent to post. The only exceptions to that rule is if that child is central to a news story, like when that baby was used as bait, when they the one ICE officer hit a teenager with a car and we needed to raise money for him. Yeah, those are the exceptions. But other than that, mm-mm. Mm-mm. Now, real quick, I don't normally, at times, I do use my life as examples to reiterate something or to explain the history of something on this show. Okay. But I don't really do too much personal stuff online. But for a minute, I want to take a second to talk about me for a second. I'm a human being, and I know many of you listening and watching mean well, and you want to help um, because I am one woman getting out all the content and doing all the things that I do. I will say in the past couple of months, some wonderful, wonderful, wonderful friends have stepped up to help me. Courtney, Jess, Nerd, I see you. Um, but keep in mind, I am still recovering. I am still healing. I am still human. I'm aware of the tragedies that happen. I also know you're not aware of what I may have posted on any platform that you've seen. But if something looks traumatic, please do not send it to me. Number one. Number two, I am never going to be above correction. I welcome it. If you only knew how many times a day I fact check myself, you'd probably look at me like, girl, chill out. And also, if you ever have a question regarding me or if you're curious about it, ask me. If it's something that I'm comfortable in discussing, I will. If it's not, I won't. But I'm going to tell you this, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, and it's absolutely true. I am the only person on the planet that can tell you about me. There are a lot of people who know of my existence. There are a lot of people who know about one thing that I do during the day. There are a lot of people who know my name, but they don't know me. And finally, it is never my intention to be hurtful or disrespectful unless you're just a clear piece of shit or you lay hands on me, all bets are off. And I say that because do not get too comfortable that you feel it's okay to disrespect me. Do not come at me out of pocket. When joining my show here, my baby, just like with my house, I have very simple rules. I'm willing to discuss any and everything, but we will be respectful to one another and everybody else around. We will not be triggering, and we won't touch anything without consent. That's all that I ask. But there's one particular situation that occurred over the summer that I did two lives, one solo and one with chaos to explain what happened. And some people are getting a little too comfortable trying to dredge it up and asking questions. And I can't tell if you're being genuine or if you're being mean. So I'm going to lean to you're genuine and nosy. Okay? Okay. So please stop. Please stop. And keep in mind, if you hurt my feelings too much, my friends fight. And well, a little too well. Don't do that. I got one friend. I only got to tell her once that she hurt my feelings. She'll be She'll be leaving West Virginia like a wrecking ball looking for you. Don't do that. For your sake and safety. Yeah. She scares me a little sometimes. But she likes me. Thank you, Nightbird. I know, Courtney. That's why I'm warning the people. I'm not going to do it. I thought about it the other day, though. I did. Not going to lie. Somebody did hurt my feelings real bad. I thought about it. But I realized that is like the red button nuclear option. And once you push it, you can't like pop the button back out. So, yeah. So that being said, as always, thank you for joining me. And I figured out on TikTok what's going on with the gifting. For some reason, it will only let you gift when I stream directly from the MacBook. And during the day, I tend to stream from my phone just because it's easier for me when I have the iPad to see you. So I don't, yeah, you're right, Courtney. They do need to leave me alone. But I am working on hopefully getting the advocates for regarding Carmelo Anthony on Talk About It Tuesday tomorrow night. But today from 5:30 to 6:30 Eastern, there is an open discussion on race. You can sign up at the link in my bio. We can get it out to you. I will say if you want to do any of the open discussions or take any of the classes, I would suggest you join Eager and get linked up with me through there. I do offer discounts through Eager because I'm one of their foundational educators. And we have a great relationship. And also at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, we will be continuing through part 2 of Virginia Roberts Giuffre's memoir, Nobody's Girl. She is one of the Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein victims. Oh, thank you. You're awesome too. I can't think of anything else that I need to remind you all of. It's Monday, and this Monday has been Mondaying. And also, once again, I want to apologize for having to step off for a second. I don't know how or why my door blew open. I'm glad that I was doing everything from down here on the first floor because that would have been bad. And thank goodness Puppers doesn't like snow. And yeah. So as always, each one teach one, each one reach one. Oh, and for the people that ask why I say that, it's a saying that my granny had. And it was literally the last thing that we would say to each other. It was the last thing that we said to each other. So I don't have my granny, but I feel like we're one big happy family here. So that's why I say it. Second part came from my mom. You can tell, yes, my granny is my mom's mom. Here's that part. Don't do anything that requires bail. Not in this economy. And remember, it only requires bail should you get caught. Mother and daughter. Very different. Very different. But I'll either see you all later tonight or I'll see you tomorrow. Either way, if you need bell ring me, I got you, Tristina. All right, y'all. Later.